Once again, it's that time to call out Spectrum News New York 1, because yet again, we are being ignored, as usual. What else is new from this channel? What else is new from them? Ignoring Queens, as usual, and there's a lot going on in Queens that we're going to get into that Laura Ull's been actually involved with. So here we go again. Nothing about anything going on in Queens. As usual, nothing in the public safety section. So let's take a look at... Oh, look at this. They're talking about secured bike parking lanes. Come on, who cares? Take a look at Queens. Yeah, so a lot's going on in Queens. Okay, well, they talked about NYCHA, but 4 days ago they were in Queens. Nothing else. Nothing really else. Talking about politics, as usual. I mean, what else is new? So let's get into some posts from Laura Ull, because a lot's going on in Queens. Here we go. A lot going on in Flushing that the Queens Courier hasn't even had anything on their website about, and yet back on Thursday they actually had an article about the CVS manager that was stabbed that I covered a few days ago. So let's read a couple of Laura Ull's posts. So, Flushing, stabbing at 3 a.m. on Thursday, I'm going to assume. The woman was found bleeding in the hallway of her apartment near Main Street. The suspect took off on foot. A resident heard the scream and called 911. The woman is at a local hospital with the police ongoing investigations. So that's going on. And then you have this in Bayside. Multi-vehicle accident. This is right by the Wendy's and Burger King. Multi-vehicle accident involving injuries. This is also involving a police vehicle, so I got a bad feeling 111 precincts units probably got involved in this. EMS is working the scene. Yep. A vehicle hit a police vehicle and then hit the pole. Both officers are being transported to local hospitals. Reported that this was a stolen vehicle and Jace resulted in the incident. And then look at this. The vehicle was stolen from a nearby residence. And then look at this. Another incident. Home invasion on 215th Street and 56th Avenue. Reporting a home invasion. 2 suspects entered the home and robbed inside. Then they took off on foot. Chopper hovering above. Now reporting that this is the same suspect from the police chase on Northern Boulevard. Again, you cannot make this stuff up. You just can't. You literally cannot. This was a burglary and the 2 suspects took off with the vehicle that later crashed by Northern Boulevard and the Cross Island Parkway. So let's take a look at 215th and 56, because I know exactly where this is. Yeah, so here we go. Right around here. 215th and 56. So around here. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. Right around here. Literally a block away from Bell Boulevard. And this is usually a quiet area, but you know what's going on. You know Eric Adams is laughing at this. Come on, we know what's going on here. Eric Adams is laughing. He doesn't care that this is going on in Bayside. Why would he care? Why? And not to mention that the incident that happened in Bayside was in Vicky Palladino's City Council District. Go figure. And look at this. More in Flushing. Police report a suspect burglarized 2 locations in Flushing. Burglary reported on Parsons Boulevard by 35th Avenue. Around 11:30, the same suspect burglarized a home on Parsons by 41st. Police from the 109 precinct are searching for a male white in his 30s, approximately 6 feet tall, skinny, wearing a black beanie, black sweatshirt, and blue jeans. The suspect is armed with a kitchen knife, going door to door, ringing doorbells in the area. So I hope this guy isn't coming to Fresh Meadows, because that would be a problem. So let's go to Parsons Boulevard and show you where this is in Flushing, because I know all too familiar. All too familiar, huh? Again, this is what they want. This is what Eric Adams wants. He is, again, laughing at us. You honestly think Eric Adams is not laughing at us? Okay, 35th. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. So let me just zoom in. Here we go. Parsons Boulevard by 35th Avenue. Oh boy, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to draw where this was to make it easier for you. So pretty much the suspect was hanging around here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Give you an accurate idea. See? So this is where the suspect's hanging around. And what's alarming is he's literally right by two schools. Okay? He's literally right by two schools. Okay? You got the junior high right here. Let me erase this one. Let me erase this one. All right? So he's literally hanging around the school right here. I know this junior high very well. He's hanging around the Bonet school, and no surprise, he's hanging around literally right by where the Catholic school is, right around there. So there's literally 3 schools in this area. A private Catholic school, 2 New York City schools. I mean, this is very scary. Oh, and don't forget, you have the Kiddie Academy right here too. So literally 4 schools, this is happening right nearby. Man, this is why I'm glad I'm working all of March. Alright, because I'm not mentally ready to go back to the subway until April. I really am not for leisure. You know, this is why I'm glad my work is letting me do all what I have to do in March. Because, I mean, I'm just not mentally ready to go back to the subway system. Not with everything going on right now. And then look at this. Possible suicide in Flushing. Linden Place by 34th Avenue reporting a jumper on the roof threatening to jump. Vladimir Gardens. Yeah, so we'll Google where this is. Show you exactly where this is. Yep. Right by Levitt's Park. Yep. Right around here. Very, very alarming what's going on here. Yeah, that's not Vladimir Gardens. This is Vladimir Gardens. Yeah, this is Vladimir Gardens. This is the housing. This is the NYCHA building right around here. So I'll show you where it is. This is it right here. This is the projects of Flushing. Right here. No surprise. So, pretty much a lot's going on in Queens. You know, Channel 1's not going to cover it. And there was a shooting in Elmhurst. So let's read this one from the Queens Courier. So this happened on Thursday evening, February 10th. Man was shot to death in East Elmhurst, and another victim found dead in Astoria in the early hours of yesterday morning. So first up, let's go to East Elmhurst. The man was fatally shot in his brother's East Elmhurst residence Thursday evening, February 10th, after allegedly inviting people over to smoke marijuana, only to have one of the guests open fire. Now, remember, weed is legal in New York, so that doesn't surprise me, but probably from an outside source the marijuana came from, because remember, dispensaries aren't open in the state of New York yet. Let's read this. Officers from the 115th Precinct responded to a 911 call regarding the shooting at 74th Street after 6:30 p.m. Upon their arrival, the officers found an 18-year-old man with a gunshot wound to his torso. Sadly, the man was taken to NYC Health Hospital Elmhurst by private means, where he was subsequently pronounced dead. A police spokesperson said the victim, whose identity being withheld pending family notification and to comply with federal HIPAA, invited a group of people over to his brother's residence to smoke weed. While inside, one of the male guests shot the 18-year-old. The spokesperson said a robbery was possibly a motive in the shooting, but could not elaborate further. Hours later, at about 1:15 a.m. on Friday, February 11th, the man was fatally shot inside the Astoria houses. Officers from the 114th Precinct responded to a 911 call regarding a shooting inside Astoria houses at 2-10 27th Avenue. Upon their arrival, officers found a 34-year-old man lying in a third-floor hallway with gunshot wounds to his chest. EMS did arrive and took the victim to New York Presbyterian Weill Cornell, where he was pronounced dead. So, look at that. 2 fatal homicides within a very close time that Channel 1 couldn't even be bothered to deal with. Police spokesperson said the victims, whose identity is being held without pending proper family notification, along with HIPAA, was not an Astoria Houses resident. There is no suspect or motive behind the shooting at the time, according to a police spokesperson. No arrest, ongoing investigation. So, obviously, you know what's going on. So let's take a look at where the Astoria houses are. See if we can pull it up. Yep, so unfortunately, I know exactly where this is. This is not too far from where Astoria Park is. This is another NYCHA building. Look at that. And not too far from where another school is. Ugh. You got the library right near there too, right by the Triborough Bridge. So there you go. Again, Channel 1 doesn't want to be bothered with any of this. They don't want to. Alright, so I don't want to read any more from the Courier because it's just going to make me more upset. What I am going to do is I'm going to organize a couple of this. Okay, here we go. Just going to organize these tabs. Yeah, there was a fire in Brooklyn. Where is Channel 1 on that? Nowhere to be found. Okay, so this is how I'm going to organize it. Let's go to the fire in Brooklyn first, if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. This is the one in Brooklyn. The FDNY took on a 2-alarm blaze that broke out in a Brooklyn home on Friday morning, February 11th. At 10:51 a.m., FDNY personnel responded to a 911 call regarding a fire at 1560 East 7th Street. Fire had been broken out in a 2-story private home location. The fire reportedly spread and took out 2 car garages in addition to the house. The fire was brought under control by 11:36 a.m. No injuries have been reported at this time. So, very unfortunate. So let's look up where this building is. But again, thankfully no injuries. That's the main thing. 1560 East 7th Street. Okay, let me look it up. 1560 East 7th Street. See where we can pull this up. I think I know exactly where this is. Yep, this is Midwood. No surprise. And no surprise, you got 2 hospitals right in Midwood. You got New York Community and then Mount Sinai, Brooklyn. So let's get a street view of what this house looked like. Wow, so this is the most recent view from November of 2020. Wow. I mean, this was a very small house. Okay, so let's stay in Brooklyn because a lot's going on in Brooklyn, as usual. Here we go. Shooting in Brooklyn. 1 man dead, another injured. According to police at 2:28 p.m. on February 10th, officers responded to a 911 call regarding 2 men shot at 1160 Wilmore Street. Upon their arrival, officers found 1 man who had been shot several times in the chest and another who had been shot multiple times in the legs and arms. Both victims were taken to Brookdale Hospital, where the victim who was shot in the chest was pronounced dead. At this time, it was not clear what the motive was behind the shooting. A spokesperson for the NYPD said the victims had not been cooperative with police regarding details of the incident. No arrest, ongoing investigation. So, see if we can look up this address. Address is 1160 Wilmore Street. Thankfully, if we stay in Brooklyn, it should be able to find it. 1160 W... Here we go. Came up right away. Look at that. Alright, so if I zoom out, I think I have an idea where this is. Brownsville. No surprise. Of course this is Brownsville. Right around here. Yep. Homer Street's right by Brookdale Hospital on Linden Boulevard, so no surprise to me. Absolutely not. No. Now we're going to get into another shooting. This is the one I was looking for. Right here. Sanitation worker shot in Hell's Kitchen. Domestic disputes. This got a lot of media coverage, but let's see if Spectrum News covered it. Can't see anything on public safety. You know, this is a major story in Hell's Kitchen. Nope. Oh, but then look at this. They actually talk about the Park Avenue medians. I gotta read that at the end of this video. I'm gonna read that. I'm not happy about that, actually. No. Why would you remove the median on Park Avenue? Why? It's so dumb. I mean, what is Eric Adams trying to do here? What is Dennis Rodriguez thinking? So we'll read that at the end of the video. But again, nothing about the shooting that happened in Hell's Kitchen. So where did this happen? West 52nd and 10th Avenue. So I know exactly where that is. We'll pull it up on the map in a second. Domestic dispute in Hell's Kitchen on Thursday morning escalated into a shooting that left an off-duty sanitation worker injured. Law enforcement sources said the off-duty sanitation worker confronted his daughter's ex-boyfriend and the brother during a verbal argument at the corner of West 52nd Street and 10th Avenue at 11:15 a.m. on February 10th. The dispute turned violent, police said, when the ex-boyfriend's brother began to wrestle with the woman's father before brandishing a gun, shooting the father in the leg. The suspect then fled the scene in a black Mercedes. The victim was taken to nearby St. Luke's Hospital, where he was reported to be in stable condition. Officers from Midtown North did respond. They cordoned off the area. While detectives investigate the crime scene, both vehicle and pedestrian traffic are currently prohibited from entering the area. By the way, there's another story that happened in the Upper West Side that the media really hasn't spent too much time covering. And we'll get into it in just a second. But I just want to show you where this is in Hell's Kitchen, because I know exactly where this is. And it's very alarming that tomorrow my ex-girlfriend's going to be in the theater district seeing a show. So she better watch her back out tomorrow, because the theater district's right near this area. Not too far. So this is where the shooting happened. Right here. This is 10th Avenue and West 52nd. So right around here. Yep. This is where it happened. I mean, you would think this looks like a nice, decent area, but shooting in Hell's Kitchen? That doesn't sound right. No, it doesn't. Anyhow, there was an incident that happened in the Upper West Side where a woman... Yeah, here we go. This is it. Thank goodness I love the UpperWestSide.com had something about this, because Councilwoman Gail Brewer was the first to make everyone aware about this. So let's read this. Thursday afternoon, February 10th, police say a 75-year-old female driver drove her white SUV into the Trader Joe's at 670 Columbus Avenue at 93rd Street. So I know exactly where this is. The incident appears to have been an accident. Two females at the scene suffered minor injuries. One of them refused medical attention, while the other was taken to a nearby hospital. New York City Councilwoman Gail Brewer shared a tweet sharing that initial reports from the NYPD indicate that the driver lost control of their vehicle while parking. So, Patch, who was the first to report this incident, states that the crash was also caused by a bent sidewalk shed And the sidewalk in front of the store was blocked off at 2:45 p.m. on Thursday afternoon as police directed people on the street around the crash. No surprise. Yep, so this is what the vehicle looked like. In fact, hang on. I think that's an out-of-state plate. Yeah. Not even a New York plate. Unbelievable. 670 Columbus. So we'll look it up. 670 Columbus Avenue. Yep, so obviously, again, I know where this area is because it's right by the Jackie Kennedy Reserve. So no surprise, I know this area very, very well, folks. Trust me, I've gotten a little bit familiar with the Upper West Side recently. Just because I do hang out in Central Park on occasion. And, one day I would like to show you the pool area. Kind of a very interesting area right by the 24th Precinct. But we'll go there one day. Maybe I'll show you more of the Jackie Kennedy Reserve. Because it is a beautiful area. Okay, and then we have an hate crime to report. Here we go. When did this happen? Oh, so this happened in April of last year. So look at that. Cheryl Power was charged with 1 count of murder for assaulting Yao Pan Min on April 23rd of last year. Wow. So it took that long. Interesting. Well, that's not recent news. We're looking for recent news. Oh, okay, so this is the same story we just read from the Brooklyn paper. I mean, really, they post the same thing that was in the Brooklyn paper. Okay, well, we're not going to read any more, I guess. So let's read this. Now, this shocks me. Why is Yadenis Rodriguez planning to move the median away from Park Avenue? I'm not happy about that. I know drivers aren't going to like it, but what about a pedestrian that is used to it? Here we go. The City Transportation Department is looking into proposals that would revamp the flower-filled malls that run between Grand Central Terminal and 57th Street. The city wants to expand the width of the medians, which would leave less room for vehicles. 2 lanes of traffic would be reduced along some blocks, leaving only 2 running in each direction. Pedestrians are currently barred from the medians, but the renovations could add benches, walking, or biking paths. Oh, okay, but still, I already like seeing the garden area anyway. So, I'm used to it when I walk down 45th Street. So let's just take a look at a street view of it, and then we'll finish out bashing New York 1, aka Channel 1, for the end. Okay, here we go. So, obviously, you don't see it here. In fact, let's see if we can even pull it up. Right around here. Yeah, this is where it starts. Right around here on 47th Street. Right around here. So, if you're familiar with Park Avenue, you know this, you know the stretch very, very well. And I'm honestly not happy about taking away beautiful green scenery on Park Avenue. Why would you even think about doing something dumb like that? You know, now because Yadenis Rodriguez is being stupid, I may have to do a special video probably in the spring taking a walk on 57th. I'm seriously considering doing it now, because this could be the last chance I ever get to see it. So I'm going to have to plan a video out. I don't know when, but it will have to be sometime in April, because I am, again, very devastated that I have to talk about another changing quality of life issue for our fair city. So, okay. I think with that being all said, we are going to wrap up this video. And, I mean, they're talking about Valentine's Day. I mean, yeah, I understand it's Valentine's Day weekend. You know, but still, I mean, they're focusing too much on pop culture, too much on the economy, too much about COVID. I mean, it's enough with this TV station, and you know, you're not Spectrum News New York 1 anymore. You're Channel 1. That's the bottom line. So I'm done talking. I want to enjoy the rest of my Saturday. So that's it. Thank you for watching.